Hello everyone, it's Sunday morning. I've just unboxed something. There's a VHS up there I've just ripped out and went, right, look at this, it's from Germany. I'm not going to try to pronounce it in German. And this newspaper from the floor from Germany. Just to start creaking away. So yeah, and all the way from Germany. What's going on it? See German things there. Okay. So I'm going to rustle that right up there and chuck it over. Now you've seen the title of this video. This is called The Story of Matt Fairley. And this is one take. And it's going to be quite quick because I still haven't wiped my camera down since filming the music video. I wasn't expecting to do a music video so fast after Guilty Pleasure. Guilty Pleasure was a massive step forward for me because I was pretty much done a few years ago with music videos. You can check out the story of the Guilty Pleasure music video there on this channel. And like, I'm kind of done. And then I found this resurgence and then found it like it was nice to come back to something very simple. And again, when you think about a video, your mind just goes huge. Less is more, and that's what it was. It was just getting it done, and it's always complicated when you try to get more than one person together. And I think with Cav's music video, I also found the daunting shadow of following in Ollie's footsteps, because Ollie did a great video for the EP, the single before that. So going forward, I was literally had a great time with Matt when Matt played at the HMV National Album Day. Now I've known Matt for a very, very long time. And I still remember the first time I seen Matt play, and I went to see Ink play, I think at the World Headquarters or something, in a competition. At that time, there was no footage filmed of this, but Matt was just drumming his socks out. And like, again, at that time, we're talking like end of the 2000s, I was literally looking to get ready to direct Ink's music video, but I hadn't seen them perform, and Tony hadn't written the song. I got the demo of the song, we done the story, we shot the music video, then Tony added another 1.5 minutes on. I was like, we haven't fucking filmed that? Again, I literally look back at the Ink video and nothing but fun, pleasure, working with Matty Connor, using Steel Town music, using the locations. It was a lot of fun, but Matt wasn't in the video. So Matt had only stood in that gig with Ink, and Michael was the drummer. And Michael's got one of the best skits of that music video when he's drumming in the shop, and then when you see the drum kit at the Guild Bridge at the very end of the video, there's a soul sign on it. It's one of them simple little things. And Michael's a really good guy, and the band changed dramatically within a year. Dan became the front guy, Sean left, Matt came in to be the drummer and replaced Michael. And they made a great music video and a great 3-track EP. Now, at that point, Ink were interviewed from Why Show, and they were one of the only interviews to be filmed in high definition. At that time, you're still talking about transitioning from digital, from tape. The show's outline, I mean, there were 75 interviews for the show filmed, and Ink were one of the last ones, if not the last one. And it was Dan, Tony, Garfoot, and Matt. Now, Matt was sitting in the corner, and we actually filmed it at the same location as we shot the music video. And Matt and Ink had came over to my house when Killing the Border movie was completed, so Ink came across. Ink do appear in the movie, they are on the soundtrack, and we just had a great night sitting there. And Matt says he just came with this random person's house, hadn't met him at this point, he was just like, oh, and then you just avalanched with the Better Than FA movie. And again, him being interviewed, he sat there quite silent, and then when he spoke, he fucking knocked it out of the park. I still remember vividly like it going like, Matt was just like, yeah, I got invited to this guy's house to see this movie, give him free beer and all this, and just, I remember just being, you know, again, when I edited the episode about Killing the Boredom, Ink was a great part of it. So again, I've known Matt since then. So I've only seen Matt little and a bit since this. He does live 2 doors along from Casper, which just shows you how small the world is. And he does pop into the shop. Matt does a lot of great community work with Mixit. And Matt sometimes comes in the shop. Always just looks like he's gleaming and happy, you know what I mean? He's always had a very passionate tone about himself. And, you know, I've seen him on and off. Now, we're doing the live and local stuff at HMV and then looking for up-and-coming talent and which direction I want to go. Me and Tufrag, Garfoot or Andy, were talking about Matt, and he was going under the name of Rufus Buck for a while, and I'd heard Looking for the Sun, the single, and I was like, yeah, it's cool, Matt's coming forward. and I know they were looking at what they could possibly do, and Garfoot was literally being his main, like, you need to hear these songs, he's mint, and I was like, right. And we were at Buskers one night and he couldn't make it up, and I don't get to the Buskers as much as I used to, and like I was looking forward to this. And Matt plays the guitar upside down. He's left-handed but plays it the wrong way around. So again, I was like, oh, this would be really cool. So anyway, Matt didn't turn up, but I heard enough of his demo stuff, and we were looking for National Album Day, and Matt has the equipment needed to host. So Matt, along with Jack Melcreast, Logos, it was meant to be India Arkin, but she played on the Friday. Josh and Liam was meant to be there. That's what's throwing us off, because Liam couldn't make it. And we took over that day on the Saturday, had a lot of people surrounding us coming in, and they came out, and Matt headlined it. Now Matt was originally meant to be in between all the acts, but we didn't know what time Liam was getting there. The Logos were a last minute place for India, who couldn't make that day but will be there on the Friday, and Matt came on and absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. And to be honest with Matt, at the time his wife was just about to give birth to twins, so as well it was like kind of like Jack was on the standby, because Jack's album had just been released, but he had just played at HMV, but again it was National Album Day, so Jack was, it was kind of one of these things where, Matt, if you're having twins, don't worry about it, leave, you know what I mean, or if you need to cancel, that's when it's done. But really pushing Matt to bring out like an EP was a very interesting thing. So him and Garfoot went away and did a free giveaway EP, which I always think is a good thing when the bands do live and local, because, oh yeah, like your music, how much is it? A tenner. Like, you're talking about passing by, oh, you like your music? Oh, there's an EP. You know, Conor Michael did it perfectly. He was, there's an album. Just like, take an album, like, fucking hell, it's an album. At least worth giving a listen. And again, you're building foundations. You can't just like play and go, right, 15 quid for an album. Like, what? Yeah, I want 15 quid for that album. Eh? Again, anyway, off that rant. But yeah, when Matt played that day, he knocked it out of the park, and I'd heard the 3 songs from the EP, I'd heard the EP, I was happy to produce the EP going in, Matt produced it, but I'm trying to say like pushing Matt to go, he's a free EP on the day, and for the HMV Gateshead to go, this has been done just for this, this is our take on National Album Day, and there you go, bang, there's a free EP and there's 3 songs, and Sunday Morning was the last track of that EP. Now on the day, some of Matt's newer songs, Keeping Watch Over Nothing, My Deadly Sin and stuff like that, as I was ending them that night, I was singing them along. I even got stuck next to Arthur Shelby at Liverpool Comic Con about 3 or 4 months ago now, in all the mass, and I was saying, Matt Fairley's got a song called, you know, that, and he's trying to duck people, and he was, if anyone's seen him at Liverpool Comic Con, he was off his tits. So it might have just gone in one ear, one out the other, but again, like, Matt, like, some of the songs that are on Matt's EP were not recorded live, so again, these live songs, I was loving them. You know, I should have went Matt, Jack, Josh, and then did another site of Logos, but I did all Matt straight away. I really, really enjoyed Matt's performance, and I was like, right, okay. And I still remember when his little girl ran in on the first take, Daddy, and just like that glow he has, because he thought was just ran in, you know, like fucking hell. But like, the passion was there, and I really enjoyed that. So walking away from that, and like, you know, now being a couple of months later, listening to the Matt's album in the car, and we were looking to produce, looking for the Sun into some archive footage about HMV actually, but the track's been laid down to some footage, just never had a chance to get back to that yet. But again, waiting for Matt's album, and what could be next for Matt is another thing. So I said to Matt, says, do you want to do a music video for Sunday Morning? Because I was driving to work, a couple of tracks in, and then there's something about that last song, and in my mind, simply at the time, I'm also trying to produce another music video, which I'll talk about when that gets around. But I looked at this and going, like, literally, this just needs me and Matt. I don't need anything else. A couple of lights, cameras. Less is more with this. But again, Matt's about to have twins. So Matt's had twins since the National Album Day, and I just left it with him. I says, look, when you're ready, let's do it. And then I had a week off, and it was a crazy week. I think the day before this, I was in Nottingham, then Sheffield the day before, then came back, and then I think I was all over that morning to get to that location that day. And we walked in, and like me and Matt chatted for a while, and just just talking. We weren't even talking about the video. Like, right, okay. And like, I don't know, like me in my mind, I says, just need to get Matt down 3 or 4 takes. And I'm thinking ahead of editing, because like when you edit a band's music video, there's so much coverage you got to get, multiple angles, multiple takes, and then when you start putting the video together, it's always about what's going on. Is it a solo? Is it, is the focus on the bass? What's the lead singer doing? And then you get the right shot, and then the bass player's turned the other way because of the continuity in the edit. Again, the style of videos, it's a lot to do. But with this video, I was just like, right. And we get to a location, and the location is the same location used for the second Ink video, which Sam did. And I think Sam, if you ever seen Ink's music video that Sam did, it's fucking brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And you can tell that there's fucking talent behind that, and there's passion behind it. And then if you want to see Matt fucking drum his fucking socks off, go for it. And I looked at this building, and I went, fuck me, there's so much in Matt's guy, we can use what we want. And I remember carrying the Chesterfield, because the couch was the key thing to the video to me, because he just had the perfect couch lying around, and we brought it in. And bear in mind, Matt's had multiple surgeries and problems with his back. I didn't know this full story until we'd shifted it, and then we moved the barrel, and we always talked about it maybe being in black and white. And there's because this is used as a communal thing as well, with the mix it up and like role playing in theatre and stuff like that. And we're the best or something in the background. We need to cover that, because this video is black and white. That's just you're gonna be singing, and there's gonna be half an A, and then there'll be a B somewhere, and like people will be trying to work out what that fucking says rather than what this video is. So we covered that, and I thought, you know what, he had all kinds of stuff, because it's also an antique place as well. I think, right, no, less is more with this. Like, literally, there it is. We dragged the turquoise backdrop from one of the players, which is behind Matt, to cover another thing. And then we sat down, and I always remember like setting the cameras up. The light bulb used in Guilty Pleasure is the light behind the couch, which gives the depth, which is cool that both the lights being used in both videos are not being broke. And I always remember setting 2 cameras up and going to freehand, and I obviously freehand live bands. And I went, no. I literally took a step back and went, no, I don't need a coming in shot. I just like 3 cameras on them at once. So we're going that. We rolled a few takes. I made Matt sit on the barrel. I made him do that. And honest in that take as well, I am actually shouting direction at him, going like, scratch your head, put your hand in your hand. And I'm just trying to get as much content as possible, because we only had a 2-hour window. Have you just seen a gremlin? Not right now, I'm just saying I've just seen a gremlin. I can tell you why I've just seen a gremlin, because I talked too long. Yeah, sorry, where was I? I'm running out of footage. I need to sort this tape out on the tape. It's not even tape. We're not tapes anymore, we're not doing mini DV tapes. There's a story though. Like, here's a mini DV tape right here, right? So you would get an hour on that. So if you went out and shot a music video back in the day, say for example Stomp 66, 7 angles per take, 15 takes. It would all have to be uploaded in real time and then mastered. So this is a good point of showing you this, because obviously we did the 5 takes, as I was saying there, and I thought, that's it. I don't think we need any more. Garford turned up right at the end. And we did a little bit, because again we were going to do a shot just in the studio, but I thought, no, because this is Sunday morning. What I wanted with this video is a hangover or an aftermath of an argument, and the point where, there's more going on here. And I think the song, just the strumming, that was all I needed, right? Didn't need anything more, I don't think anyway. But yeah, back in the day you would have to upload an hour in real time, an hour. Hopefully everything goes through the fine, you don't have any glitches or anything like that. Then you would master it, then you move on to the next tape. And then the next tape. Now when you're doing that, you could sort of like going, right, because I would always film a tape when you have a band and going, right, that's a take, line that up, and at least you can see where you're going to go. And as each shot would come into the archive, you would then start splicing that in. Now it's just drag and drop. Life, so much easier. But then, if it's not there, and you wipe the camera tape, it's not there. So anyway, it happened to me recently actually. I did a video about Wesley Snipes and the film was called Disappearing Acts. The footage of me rattling away just disappeared. I did about 10 reviews about Wesley Snipes and Disappearing Acts was the one that just got away. Digital, poof, gone. So anyway, that's all an unbox me thing. Going back to the music video, that night we packed up. I got home about 9 o'clock and again, I'd been in Nottingham the day before. I sat down and I was like that. And I'd been off that week, so there'd been other stuff I'd filmed and vlog bits and bobs and unboxings here and there and just waffling away. And I just looked and went, right, what am I doing tonight? Like literally, this is a bit overwhelming. So I opted to go for the Nottingham video. So the Nottingham video just came out of nowhere, done, dusted. I was like, wow. And then the sod's law is the next day, after I'd done the Nottingham video, me Mosquito Coast VHS turned up within 48 hours off eBay. It was terrifying. It was like, wasn't even 40 hours. So I had to refilm an extra ending for that and then revisit that video. But I did that video first and then I remember sitting down and I lined up one of the takes. Now, the video was always hummed and hard about being in black and white at the start. I've said that. And I didn't really want a second video to come out after Guilty Pleasure being in black and white. But Guilty Pleasure suited being in black and white, plus it hid a lot of the room, because the room was just a beat down. Massive shout out to Downcast Studios actually where we filmed that, because when we went in there it was absolutely like a bomb site. And then Phil just released some video clips the other day and he's turned it into a diner. He's still got the recording rooms, but I was like, fuck me mate, you've put some effort in there. So big up to Downcast Studios. If you're ever in Newcastle upon Tyne, there's one on either side of the river, check it out. But yeah, that was done in black and white just to hide a bit. So with this I was just like, oh, it's going to be in colour because that backdrop, Matt's guitar looked great. So I shot it in colour, edited in colour, and then you can come back and just make it black and white. And that just mosed on. And now I had a few beers, I got a little bit high, I'm not going to lie, that nearly rhymed. And I just found the massive passion of this, breezed. It was great to not have to worry about a band, I've said about this, but like, oh look at that shot, now we'll go to this shot. And then I was like, right, we're going. We're a couple of minutes in. And a couple of minutes into a music video on the first go is a lot. If you've ever done a music video, normally the first 10 seconds you're like, ah! But I just moved along, went along, did that. Look at this, that doesn't work. The me in the freehand doesn't work. Discard that take. Look at that. Look at that, the camera's in that shot, right? Digitally correct that. Like, get rid of that camera. Again, you're rushing around trying to get shots. And you just go along. 5 o'clock in the morning. Matt's phone would have went off. Bear in mind, he just had twins. Bing! Sent it to Garfield as well. Bing! Went to bed. And I just got off Garfield, Jesus Christ! And then I got a message off Matt going, oh my God. Like that edit, I sat on it for a week. We came back. It went into black and white. And there was a few things changed to basically absorb the alternative takes. There was a couple of things changed. It had a little bit of a nip and tuck, locked in on the sync, but what you've seen was the video in less than 12 hours. Looking at, like, I can't express how much, to me, not for anyone, like, I mean, Matt's just like, what the fuck, but like me, like again, that drive, again, the whole thing of me talking at an update going, right, 2023 is going to be a big, different kind of year for me when it comes to me doing these videos and where the passion is. Because if I don't have the passion, I'm fucked with it, because like at the end of the day, I'm like, right, I love what I've been doing and I've been filming my life nearly 30 fucking years. You know, there's Eckermans of the first, Eckermans, let's create a word for Eckermans in the diary. He means scattered over the first 10 years, but solid 20. You know what I mean? And like, the passion run dry. And with this, the passion was there till the witching hour. I went to bed, I woke up, and it wasn't a dream. The video was done. And obviously coming back to it about a week later when I got time and just, you know, going, right, okay, a little bit there. And one of the most important thing was to take Matt mainly out the barrel, because Matt was fully on acting on the barrel, suppressed that a bit. And there's a bit in the video where I knew, right, this is what I need. The bit where he's on about Sunday morning, it'll be okay, and alone with all the sadness. I could have opted to went for a take where he actually said that, but because Matt completely zones out into that line, and I left it like that, and I think that to me was just like, nah, because you can't fucking act that. He has literally gone somewhere in that line, and if you really watch the video and you just look at that when he's, the song's there but he's not singing, and normally you would correct that, but I decided more, and that's what I did with the video. Normally you'd be like lyric, like, what's your guilty pleasure? What, you know what I mean? You would cut every time it would talk, and then you would cut the guitars and you would drumming away. Well, this, it was like, on Sunday morning, they had Sunday morning, it'll be alright. This place is, you know what I mean? I would still be going in it untraditionally. You shouldn't do that, in my eyes anyway. Right, okay, so going forward, there will be another music video down the line with Matt. We're going to try something a bit more, and Matt is going to appear in my next music video, but we're not going to talk about that now, because again, it's just a pipe dream at the moment. But massive shout out to Matt for taking the time out to trust us with the video, because it's always a big thing when an artist comes along, and this is the kind of thing I like to do. I'm not a monkey for hire, so to say. I like to, if I'm inspired by something, to captivate and capitalise on it, because it's one thing to have all these bands and stuff like that. I've just bought Jack Johnson's new album on vinyl, you know, like, oh, that's really good. Am I ever going to be able to use his rights? Not until the music producer comes along and goes, right, there's the royalties and all this kind of stuff. It's just a big mess. So when you get a local talent like that, and it just works, I couldn't ask for it to work any better. So this has been the story of Sunday Morning, filmed on Sunday morning, about a music video about Sunday morning. I'll see you in the outtakes. I don't know where why am I doing? I'll see you in the outtakes. What am I going to talk about in the outtakes? Like, no, not really. If you want to see any of the extra features or any of the additional throwaway clips of me just waffling on, they're in the video about the shelves. I mean, there's a vlog called The Shelves Made Me Do It. So you see me making these new shelves up here, and it's got throwaways to the music video. And there's Jack Johnson's album I just talked to you about as well. Randomly. Aye, so if you really want to know what I'm going to do next, I need to take one-arm man again. And this guy, right, random as out. What are you doing on Sunday morning? This guy was in the cupboard from my grand's house for years, and when I was clearing out some stuff from my grand's, I actually found his arm. Like literally decades later, he's had no arm, and then it's on. And in between filming the music video and filming this, I snapped his arm back off. So I need some glue, so I'm going to glue that together. There's your outtake. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now. Hello, still here. Haven't got around to uploading the footage yet to edit, so he's glued. Yeah, I was risking it for a biscuit there. But yeah, I'm going to keep him in here rather than, you know, it's been around for generations, that thing. I have no idea what it's about. And that's marble on the bottom. It's really heavy. But I had one arm for years of my life. I'm going to find a place. So you ever see him in the background? It's random. But yeah, bye!